Going on, guys? I'm gonna let a few of you pile in here first. It's been a long day. I know yawns are contagious, so my bad. I got this yawn fit I can't get rid of. I was supposed to go on the radio this morning to discuss this, and there was too much background noise during the discussion, so I had to jump off. So I wanted to go ahead and do it here. Thank you guys. Hey Derek, hey Marcus, hey Nicole, hey Hybrid, hey everyone, hey Chris. Alright, this is a hot fucking topic. Nobody likes to talk about it, especially white people in this fucking country. Everybody's too damn scared to open their mouth and speak. But most people don't even know what the fuck is going on, so they can't even speak. So I want to break it down. Alright. Does racism exist? Yes, absolutely. It's a fucking construct that we have built and now we have to adhere to. People believed in what they were told. You know that little game? I talk about this all the time where you say a sentence in somebody's ear, it goes all the way around the room and it comes back to you and it's a totally different sentence than what it started out to be. Well, that's how racism began. This white supremacy. People don't realize that there is white energy, and within that white energy there is darkness, and there's black energy, and within that black energy there is light. We are all controlled by puppet masters, and we all know this. We all know that there are these puppet masters pulling the strings and telling you, come over here, look at this thing over here, come on guys, come on. And everybody runs over there, and they don't see what's really going on. They don't know what's going on. They don't see how these puppet masters are pitting everybody against each other so that they keep all the power in the situation and we have none. They don't see how they have enslaved us, how they have blinded us from what we truly are, who we truly are, what capability we truly have. Nobody sees this shit. Because you're so fucking, your pineal gland is so fucking clouded that it can't fucking see or understand what is real. And then we're left with people arguing and debating all over social media and in their life and every fucking aspect of everything, arguing over some shit that's futile, that don't make a fuck about what's going on, because if you would open your eyes and stop consuming all of these things that they give you to consume to keep you blind and unaware to what they're doing. White supremacy was white energy. It wasn't a skin color. It's not where it came from. It came from an energy. And it came from a dark entity within that white energy. And then us humans that just believe anything that we hear without questioning anything, and then we hear it and then we run and tell everybody, did you hear that? Did you see that? Did anybody question that? So this white supremacy is this white energy. Sorry, I keep getting a phone call. Anyway, this white energy is what's been ruling the show. It's the one that's got the darkness in it. It's the puppet masters. They've been pulling all the strings. They've been playing on everybody's emotion. They've been consuming everyone's energy. We're energy beings. There are consumers, and they are and we are the consumed. So, through this white energy, it was passed down that white supremacy, that it was a skin color. And they spread that little secret and it went around the room, and by the time it got back, it was skin color. And then what happens, black people hear that white people have this white supremacy, and then it goes into the mind of the black man that the black man is less than the white man, and that's not fucking true. None of that is true. I'm here to take the fucking debate out of the situation. I'm here to take the skin card out of the situation. That shit is not relevant whatsoever. These beings that pull the strings, they feed off the energy. That's why I tell you, you have to starve the beast. You can't feed it with attention. So they give you all these scenarios, all this shit going on in the world, so that you can feed them and them keep their power. They don't want you to have your power. What's going on, Charles? I had to keep hitting the button because I was in the middle of this. But they don't want you to have your power. So they race bait you by your skin color. And they don't just do it to white people. They do it to everybody. Like Muslims, for instance. They got everybody thinking that Muslims are these horrible people. I'll be the first to tell you, that's a crock of shit. They're the most kind. Let me tell you, until you get to know a Muslim person, and you can't say, oh, well, so-and-so, something happened in this community and they were bad because of this. You can't judge one fucking apple and base it on the whole community. Every race has its bullshit in it. Every one of them. And everything that we endure as a race and as a species is all our mind. Everybody's pointing blame in the wrong fucking direction. Take responsibility for who you are. Take back your mind. Take back your power. Quit being the puppet on the string. Allowing the puppet master to keep its power over you. They throw some shit out there on social media or anywhere in the fucking media, and you jump on it like that. You don't question it, you just jump on it. You fucking react, you get pissed off, you act stupid about it. You don't think for yourself. You don't think, hey, that's another human being like me. And that the tactic is to divide and conquer. They can't conquer if they unite you. Come on, think, guys, think. This white skin color shit was just passed along. And the mentality of the black man thinking that they're not good enough was just passed along. Everybody's good enough for everybody. Hold on one second. Anyways, that is how they keep the power. There are consumer beings in this world that are taking every ounce of your energy, every ounce. They're keeping you blind, completely blind, to questioning anything that's coming in your face. As long as they're throwing this shit out there at you, and you're picking it up, and you're eating it, and you're loving every bit of it, and you're reacting to it, they're going to keep throwing it at you, and you're going to keep not having power over yourself or the circumstances in your life or around you. And I get tired of seeing this shit. People killing each other over skin color when the real culprit is the dark and light energy that it came from. People can deny this shit all day long, but you walk into a room and you say, I can feel the energy in this room, and yet denounce, like I said, denounce how it works. What can happen because of that energy that you emit. You're either giving the energy to them, or you're taking the energy from someone else, or you're controlling your energy. Those are the only three things you can do. It boggles my mind how misled people are, and how they will fight and kill each other over their blindness. Hybrid, everybody can love every culture. That's the thing. And the fact is that we are one culture. There is not one purebred being on fucking earth. Get that through your goddamn head. None of you. None of me. None of us. None of us are one fucking race. Are one color outside of another. Yeah, our skin colors may look different. We may look different on the outside. But we all have the same thing in us. And to say that we are different than that is just fucking denial. People can get mad at me all they want to. They can stay in their blind state, in their ego, and say, oh, well, so-and-so did this, or back 20,000 years ago, this fucking happened to my ancestors. Oh my God. Seriously, if you're living in the fucking past 20,000 years ago, how are you in the now, right now, doing anything fucking productive for the fucking future? I don't give a fuck what race you are. You can't live in the past. You can't live in the oppression of where you were. It doesn't help. It doesn't solve shit. We all have a responsibility to be our best self, regardless of where we come from, regardless of what we've went through. We're gonna keep fucking allowing them to just pit us against each other, losing all of our power? Really? Is that what we're gonna do? Are we that much of a fucking coward? That's what I had to ask myself, so don't even sit here and think that I'm just fucking saying it to you. I asked myself this question. I made that decision. People don't want to hear it. I can see them leaving. It's okay. You would rather not hear the truth and the reality of the situation than to take responsibility for your contribution to it. That's fine. Just don't sit there and fucking bitch and complain about how things ain't going right or how things are if you're not gonna fucking do something about it the correct way. Because sitting there complaining and bitching and all this shit, but tell me what war has changed anything. Tell me what protest has changed anything. Tell me what violence has changed anything. Tell me what the definition of insanity is. What is that again? What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So we're a bunch of insane motherfuckers at this point because we ain't doing shit different. I sit here with a new solution, handing you a new solution, and nobody want to hear this new fucking solution because they're so goddamn consumed in the old shit. This is why I get frustrated. And I ain't even fucking frustrated. That's the thing. It's just, you just fucking wake up. Work together. Understand your energy. If you're a spiritual being, that's what drives, you call yourself a spiritual being, but don't want to take responsibility for your energy. You talk about the universe and how the energy works. You're an energy person, but you don't want to take responsibility for your energy. You don't want to take responsibility for your contribution to this shit. Who the fuck you think created it? We did. All of us together. Through our ignorance. Exactly, Marcus. Exactly. And you say, as a black man, what do you think would be a better solution? To sit and fight with white people or anybody else or amongst yourselves? Or to focus on making yourself the best person you could be to be a contribution to society? And that's what every race and religion and culture should do. Not sit and go, you're the problem, you're the problem, you're the problem. No, motherfucker, you're the problem. See this right here? Where am I pointing? I'm the fucking problem, and I'm the solution. And it doesn't matter what race it is. We're just puppets. And the sooner people realize that and take responsibility for what they are and rise their God self to the surface and have control over their own energy and their own power, the sooner we can stop feeding the beast that has the power over us. Edwin, as long as you think that, it's not going to. If we think that it's realistically not going to work, then it's realistically not going to work because we get what we believe. Period. Everything that you speak out of your mouth, you're going to experience. That's how this system works that we are in. This God system I talk about, it's not just some shit that I fucking made up. This is how it works. I could just go about my life and just live in my knowing of this all by myself if I wanted to. But no, I would rather see everybody else understand this and know this so that they're not living with this strife in their life anymore. Not dealing with all this co-created bullshit. Taking charge of our energy. Like I was telling them earlier, white supremacy was white energy. And then people got the word of white and they took it by skin color. And then from that, white people felt fucking privileged. Let me tell you, white people, you ain't fucking privileged. You ain't no other privileged than anybody else. So if you are out there watching this and you think that you have a fucking right because of your being white, you've lost your goddamn mind. Take charge of your energy. Take responsibility for right here. That's how you fix it. We could sit and talk about every situation in the planet. This is what people want to patch a fucking tire. You know when your tire gets flat and you patch it. But what happens? You have to change the tire eventually, right? So what happens in this world? Think of the world and all these tiny little situations as holes in the fucking tire, and you're just throwing patches on them bitches. You ain't fucking changing the tire. You ain't going to the source of the fucking problem. And the source of the fucking problem is right here, not out there. And yeah, I'm passionate about it. I'm not screaming at people. I'm just passionate about taking responsibility for self and not blaming everything and everybody else around yourself, not realizing that it is yourself the whole fucking time. We owe it to ourselves. And we owe it to each other. Stop feeding the beast. Think for yourself. Stop electing officials to think for you. That's my campaign. Anybody want to go run for president? All good and well. I'm running for let's not fucking elect anyone. Period. Why do we need somebody else to tell us what to think, how to think, when we can think, what we can do, where we can do it? The fuck? We just gonna sit and allow this shit? That's what we're gonna do? We're just gonna allow them to pit us against each other over and over and over again and just bicker back and forth with each other about how, no, this is how it is and this is how it is. Nope, this is how it is. That doesn't solve a fucking thing. How it is that we are responsible. We're talking about, like I said, all these tiny little problems. I don't care about all these tiny little problems. That's why I can sit back as an observer and see the big picture. Because I ain't worried about this happened here and this happened here and this happened here. Well, what was the cause of that? The cause of that was us. Because what? Because we manifest everything that we believe. So if we manifest everything that we believe, we co-creatively manifest everything that we believe together. Including events. History repeats itself. Go fucking figure, because you still believe it. History repeats itself. Go fucking figure, because you're still talking about the goddamn past. We can't move past the past talking about the past. And that gets when I see all these people conscious talking about the past, talking about how they were oppressed, talking about this, that, or the other, how somebody did this to them, or this, blah, 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 blah. If we're not talking about right now, we're not serving ourselves anything but bullshit. You know what? When I have people that come around me and they want to talk about the past, and I do this, not listening. When you're ready to talk about some shit that we can do right here, right now, that we can create for the future, we will continue this conversation. But if you want to talk about some shit that went down yesterday, 5 hours ago, 2 minutes ago, or 5,000 years ago, we're not fucking speaking. Doesn't serve. Doesn't help. It doesn't do any good for anybody. The only place that you can manifest from is the present. The only thing that is real is the present. Everything else is imaginary. People are so quick to believe the imaginary of the shit that can go wrong in their fucking life, but refuse to believe the fucking imaginary of the shit that can go goddamn right in their fucking life. Why is that? Ask yourself that shit. Why is that? It's all imagination. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about that. This could go wrong. This could happen. Has it fucking happened? No, it hasn't. It's imaginary. You're creating it fucking happening to yourself. But you're gladly gonna go grasp this creation over this beautiful fucking creation that you could create for yourself. Because this one just seems like a fairy tale. The fuck do you think this is? It's a fairy tale of a nightmare. But you'll gladly fucking grasp that shit. Enough is enough. We've been dealing with this shit for too long. We've been letting the powers that be fucking do all this shit, and we just play right into it. Go right into it. We don't question shit. We don't fucking think for ourselves at all. I'm gonna tell you, you ain't thinking to yourself until you're thinking, why did I just say that? What did I just say? How did I just react? What just happened? Observing everything about yourself and your surroundings. Questioning everything. Where'd this information come from? Oh, well, so-and-so said this fucking 20,000 years ago. Oh, did you ever think that so-and-so was a fucking man with a perspective? And he was just giving you his perspective at that time? That's all it is. That's all it is. We are living and dying by someone else's fucking perspective. We are programming ourselves by somebody else's fucking perspective. And then talking about, I'm a free thinker. The fuck you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Not if you still back there in the past. Then you are not thinking for yourself. You want to help your community? Wake them up. Show them who they are. Help them think for themselves. You want to help the world? Quit dividing each other. Quit putting labels on this and that, separating each other from each other. Find ways to bridge each other together instead of finding ways to break those bridges. A lot of people in this world don't want to face this reality because it requires them to face themselves. And a lot of people have never done that in their entire life. And until that happens, nothing's going to change. It's all mental. Everyone out there that knows that it's mental, take responsibility for your knowing and go spread your truth. Quit holding it back. Now's not the time to hold it back. Who gives a fuck what the rest of them think? Quit basing your voice on how they're gonna think about you or how they're gonna judge you. Fuck them. Plant your seeds. Let them grow. It's up to us to be the change that we wish to see, right? Those powers that have divided us, they've kept us fearful from speaking up and speaking out. Got people so fucking closed off from each other they can't even see each other. They got so many constructs dividing each of you. Check black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican. Check male, female. Check this, check that. What category are we going to put you in? We're gonna put you in a million fucking categories so that you can sit and fight each other over what they mean and what they are and what you feel about them and how you perceive them. Like any of that fucking matters. Like any of that's gonna change anything. The only way for us to change it is to stop focusing on it. What's going on, Rice? Stop feeding the beast that is controlling us and separating us from each other. Start focusing on ourselves. You owe the world that much. You owe yourself that much. Because you're never going to have the life that you always dreamt of having. Or the experience that you want to experience. Until you do. Through knowing yourself, you know your construct. You know your system. You know your structure. You know what you're in. And how to utilize it to benefit your existence. Without knowing these things, you're fucking lost. So I leave you today, and I'm gonna say, it's time to get to know yourself. For Christ's sake. Have the best fucking day ever. And quit giving the establishment the fucking power.